Hey guys, welcome back to Austin. I'm here with Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C., my hometown. And just wanted to talk a little bit about what brings you here to South by.
Well, we're here. We set up Washington, D.C. in Texas, and that's what we consider South by Southwest for the district. We set up We DC House, where we have invited makers and startups and tech companies to talk about how and why they do business in Washington, D.C.
And I know that, having lived there, DC is a creative city.
Absolutely.
Most people think of it as a buttoned up bureaucracy, but tell us a little bit, what makes DC so creative? What makes DC an
Well, I
innovative
think
city?
there's a reason why they call us one of the coolest cities in America. We have attracted a lot of young and creative people who are working in tech, working in music, working in the arts, and are starting businesses in our town. So what we do want to say, yes, we're proud to be the nation's capital, and we have great facilities related to our special position as the nation's capital, but really people live there. People start businesses in Washington, D.C., and we want people to come and check out what we have to offer.
And Route 50 will be working with the Rose Center this year, and we're
Yes,
going to be involved with the Mayor's Forum. I know you all are working with the Rose Center
absolutely.
around the St. Elizabeth's campus. Could you talk
Absolutely.
about how inclusivity and building neighborhoods and new revitalization efforts that might include the community play into those plans?
Absolutely. Well, we are very focused on how our city continues to grow and be prosperous, but also more inclusive. We want more Washingtonians to be able to buy homes, to start businesses, and secure their own pathway to the middle class. And part of what we're doing with Rose Center is helping to envision about 100 acres of fantastic land in the middle of Washington, D.C. in our great Ward 8 to make sure that we're getting the type of development that enhances the community.
Now, as you all look at that, uh, and we had about 8 years of an administration that was very hands-on in DC culturally, kind of raised the profile by being active in the DC community.
Sure.
Do you have any concerns about, with the new administration coming in, whether that sort of trend will continue as far as that cultural touchstone being portrayed nationally?
Well, certainly different. We have been host to all kinds of presidents, some who went out in D.C. a lot, some who went home every weekend. So we don't know how this White House will be, but we know that people who enjoy great restaurants will be in great restaurants. If they love the Kennedy Center and the orchestra and ballet, then they'll be out at the Kennedy Center. If they love great parks, they will go to Rock Creek Park, and if they love just being in the outdoors and being able to ride and walk and take the metro, DC has something for everybody.
Now, over the last 24 hours, I've interviewed over 10 mayors, and I will put it this way, they were exclusively male, and very few were of color. So how do we get more women, more people of color involved in politics and excited about politics and in positions of leadership?
Well, thank you for that question. It's true that across the city, I am one of a handful of female mayors of big cities, and there are even fewer of us who are of color. So it is very important that women run. When women run, they can win. And so I'm very inactive in various organizations that promote women and girls getting involved in politics at every level. What's also important is that the issues that are so important to families and how we grow our cities, women bring an extra touch to it, and that's important. And there are no real things that I consider exclusively women issues, because when you talk about the economy, that's a women's issue. When you talk about public safety, that's a women's issue too. And when you start to talk about how cities can promote entrepreneurship, we're proud in Washington, D.C. for a couple years running to have been named the best place for women tech entrepreneurs to get started and be supported.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you.
here. Hope to see you back in DC.
You bet.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.